Super Dave here with another review. Thundercats, ho! And it is Super Dave here with another Super 7 Thundercats Ultimates review. And this one is a part of a different series we haven't seen in a while, the Berserkers. That's right, with Captain Hammerhand. And this is Crusher, the muscle of the group. And he is a big boy. Can't hardly even see his face for the shadow under there. It comes with 2 heads, looks like, some hands, some accessories. There is his artwork on the back, as you can see there. And there is his bio. If you'd like to pause and read that now, you certainly can. All right, let's go ahead and break open our Crusher and take a look at him over here in Third Earth. And here we are on Third Earth, getting ready to take a look at Crusher. And he is looking intimidating. So let's first take a look at our Crusher's accessories. And our Crusher, oddly enough, here comes with several hands. He has only 2 left hands and he has 4 right hands. So he comes with your balled up fisted hands out of the package. And then as far as his left hands, he comes with this like gripping, open, really wide open gripping type hand. And that's it. That's all he comes with as far as left hand. But as far as his right hand, he comes with, of course, the fist. He comes with another open gripping hand, which matches the left. But along with that right hand, he also has this pointer finger type hand. And then a little bit more of a closed gripping hand. See, this one has the fingers a little bit more open, whereas these fingers are hooked, like he's grabbing around somebody's neck or something. So that's very interesting. And our Crusher comes with 2 head sculpts. He comes with this more stoic head sculpt, and then he comes with an angry head sculpt where he's meaning business and is mad and gritting his teeth. And this one looks really good. We're going to probably try that one here in just a sec. And I was about to forget to show you a 3rd head, because if you ordered the whole wave, you also got this super pack by Super 7, and you got this cool 3rd Crusher head where he's got kind of a smirky smile. Meh, or a hehehe, kind of a smirk. So that's cool. And yes, the articulation would be the same for this head. It is exactly the same kind of setup because of the way they've got the hair in the back. Noticed he's bald on the top. Didn't look at that earlier. Thought I'd just mention it. But there's a nice wash on the beard. Eyes are well set, but I like that smirk. I think this is actually now my favorite head. I can't believe I almost forgot about the head pack, the super pack. But anyway, there we go. And then the only other thing that Crusher comes with is these 2 little pouches, these coin purses. And they are looking neat. I don't remember them in the episode, but I'm sure it has something to do with the episodes that Crusher was in, because Super 7 normally does that. Alright, now let's take a look at our Crusher's articulation. Alright, let's move our Crusher, our 2nd character in this Berserker line of Super 7 Thundercat enemies, on in here. You can see I equipped one of his other right hands, that pointer finger hand, looking good, and also put on his 2nd head sculpt. I like this one the best. He's going to be able to look up about that much. He's going to be able to look down until he touches his chest with his beard. He's even going to get some nice head pivot. it's present. I mean, it's not, you know, crazy, but it's there. He's going to be able to only look to the side a little bit until his beard hits his massive traps back there, pretty much. And you can see that they scooped that long hair out so that he could get a little bit of looking up, as we showed you. So that's good. And then you've also got this, you know, classic style ab crunch that will aid as well. He's also going to be able to get a full 360 with these arms. He'll be able to get better than a T-pose as far as those shoulders. He does have full bicep swivel, and just look at those massive arms, those massive biceps, looking amazing there. I mean, they're no joke, those shoulders. Unfortunately, he only has single jointed elbows, which only goes to about there. It don't even get 90 degrees, but he does have that swivel in the elbow, which is extremely tight here and doesn't really turn very well because of the way this is executed. But it is present, but you would have to almost force it. Maybe you'd have to heat it up to get it. And also he has a swivel and hinge at the wrist. Those gauntlets are glued on, so they are non-removable. These are soft enough to kind of just press out of the way, as we showed you there. And this arm has the same exact articulation and same issue with that turn at the elbow. Again, all of the hands are horizontally hinged, so you get no vertical hinges in this fella. As far as his chest or abdomen area, he will crunch that much forward. He will bend back a really good amount, so he's going to be able to look up and down even better with that scenario. And he also gets a nice waist swivel, and there's a little bit of play in that waist. I wouldn't call it a ball joint, but it is definitely going to give you a little bit of play left and right, just a tad. And this is real soft and gummy here, real soft area that covers up his pelvis area. His short little legs are going to kick up about that far, which is really good. They're going to go back all the way too. He also will get pretty much full splits, just about. And he has single jointed knees, which only go about that far. Yep. Got that big iron knee cast, or knee pad rather, there with the bolts. It's almost like, you know, his cybernetic type implants are more in his legs and feet, it looks like. He's going to be able to go down with that foot about that far. And let's see. Yeah, he'll go up a good amount with that foot also. It's real tight. And he will get a little bit of foot pivot and a peg hole in the bottom. Isn't that something? I believe we also, you also get that knee swivel, because it's that single jointed peg going up in here. You can also swivel at the knee, so that is good. So we don't get a crazy amount of range with our crusher, but it is good range. And by the way, the other head is identical to this one as far as articulation, no difference. Only thing that's different about this head is the facial expression. The beard is the same, the hair in the back is the same, so you get the same articulation with that head. All right, now let's go do some comparisons. And here is our crusher next to the captain of the Berserkers himself, Captain Hammerhand. And he is looking awesome. It's been a while since we've taken a look at him, but he is just a fabulous looking action figure. They both look like they stepped pretty much right out of the cartoon. I do think that they could have added a little bit more wrinkle detail in Crusher's face, but other than that, he's looking just like he stepped out of that cartoon, the Rankin Bass Thundercats cartoon back in the 80s. And Captain Hammerhand here next to him looks really good. And you can see how tall that Crusher is, but let's measure him in just to double check, just to let you know what his exact height is. And our Crusher is going to measure in right there at 7 5/8. So he's looking menacing, and he's tall, he's big, and that's the way he should be. Now I don't know if that's what that hand's supposed to be for, but he will hold one of those coin purses like that as well. And I tell you, this guy, and playing around with him, what he could have really used is a butterfly joint, because we could have turned that fist around and turned this hand inward and had his fist pounding into his hand. There's no way to achieve that. His arms and hands are basically going to be, right there on his side. His bicep, hits his pectoral muscles, and those elbows really don't turn in. And even if they did, his forearms are too short, so there's no way to get that fist to pound inside that hand, which would have looked really neat with that grimace. Man, that was a missed opportunity, and all they would have had to have done, I know none of Super 7s have had this so far as in the Thundercats line anyway, but if they had added a butterfly joint back there in those shoulders, that could have achieved that and been really good for this figure, in my opinion, as far as posability. But there you have him next to Captain Hammerhand. And here is Crusher next to our retail version of Lion-O, looking awesome there. Captain Hammerhand is saying, "Go get him, Crusher," and Crusher is going after Lion-O, and that's a really good look there. Great color scheme, very much Rankin Bass cartoon looking. It's looking good. And here is our Crusher with Captain Hammerhand next to our classics Lion-O and our more classics Super 7 Panthro. Now, I will say that I do believe that our other Lion-O, the retail version, matches this new setup because they're just less shiny and there's more of a matte finish and a smoothness and almost like a cartoon look. And I'll show you here what I'm talking about. You see just the way he looks, just seems to match these newer figures better than the older figures did. They were a little bit more shiny, a little bit more detailed, and less, cartoonish. But the new ones they seem to be coming out with, and I'm not ordering the new Panthro / Thunder Tank set because I've already got the Thunder Tank and I just don't have room for another one. I don't care if it is more like the LGN. I mean, but maybe they will release this Panthro by himself later on that is more, in line with the look of this guy. A little bit more of a matte finish and a look of like the cartoon. Of course, to me, this one looks just like the cartoon, but I can see why this one, as I've mentioned before in reviews of this guy and the Light Up Eye Lion-O that has a little bit darker skin than this one, that it does look a bit more cartoonish than this one does. So yeah, they don't really, that when you look at him, beside him, you wouldn't even know that it was part of the same line, would you? But with him, yes. All right.